So, welcome to another edition of Open for Business. I'm your host, Marjorie Young. It's a show where we share tips and advice to help the small business owner grow their business. And today we have one of the winners of the 5th annual Savannah SCORE BizPitch. Daniette, better known as Dee Thomas, is founder of Ariana, and she is here to tell us all about this wonderful experience she had with Savannah SCORE and her new business. And so, go ahead and tell us about the SCORE Biz Pitch. What does that mean, and what advice can you give to other people about applying to do that?
Well, SCORE BizPitch, it was a phenomenal experience. I've been in business for about 7.5 years now. So at the time of applying, I had 7 years of experience, and I recently came up with the idea of launching the ready-to-wear collection because prior to that, I was a custom designer only. I mainly helped men and women with their professional design needs as it pertained to evening wear occasions on the most part. So the ready to wear collection was put out there to help women in a professional setting. There's a huge lack of diversity in the women's workwear fashion marketplace. And with the SCORE BizPitch competition, they set it up very well for us to have our business ideas, but also figure out the who, what, when, where, why, and really dig deep into those different things so we can ensure that we're solving a very prominent problem. And it was an excellent way for me to lay it out, professionalize it from the initial application process, and then actually being selected to be one of the 8 pitchers for the competition helps you refine it into a less than 4-minute pitch and come up with visual aids that are excellent for touching the thoughts and the minds of your audience. So you're catering to the crowd and you're learning how to speak to who it is you're trying to speak to in regards to this. And just knowing a little bit about the judges also helps us understand the best way to pitch, because what's excellent about it is I have a fashion collection and I'm learning how to pitch that in a luxury setting, but I'm learning how to pitch it to men and women. Helping everyone see the need for the business and the need for the journey, and how important it is, not just to me, but to other women. How important it is that this collection creates jobs. How important it is that we prove that we don't need a New York City address for a successful fashion business. Things like that are not only values for me, but values for other people in the community that have been here for several years as well. And as I said from the initial interview process, because WJCL was a huge sponsor for the competition, I was most excited about the connections that I would receive afterwards. So Marjorie, you are one of those many, many gems that we receive from winning the BizPitch competition. We also win website services, legal advice from one of the local law offices, just thing after thing after thing that's excellent for new business owners and people that have been in business for quite a few years, like myself. So it really has helped me propel, and the fact that it happens at the end of the year, at the end of a tough year, honestly, is an excellent way to be encouraged to propel into the next year. I had an awesome mentor, Leslie Ott, that helped me guide through this process, who actually had the privilege of winning the 4th annual BizPitch competition. So it was great. Honestly, without her push, I probably wouldn't have even thought to do it. In so many aspects, I see fashion as a luxury more so than a need. So I didn't think that I could pitch it as well as I did. But having her right behind my back from beginning to end really helped me understand the vision and the purpose. And so I'm extremely grateful to her, extremely grateful to SCORE Savannah, and extremely grateful to the many different businesses that help with this competition as far as sponsorship and services, helping small business owners really launch into the industry.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people understand how powerful SCORE is. They don't realize that there's SCORE mentors across the country.
Yes.
And mentor you for free in whatever industry you're in. And Yes, locally in Savannah, they have probably 20, 30 mentors, but
Mhm.
across the country, I heard they have like 10,000, maybe more
Yes,
mentors that
yes,
can help
yes.
you. So
Mhm.
with very industry specific kind of information, so, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to talking to you about with today is you help women, men and women, have more confidence. You're an image consultant also.
Mhm.
So that's like the $1,000,000 question. What are the top 3 things that you would tell a business owner how to present themselves to look more powerful, to look more confident? What are the biggest mistakes that you see with small business owners?
Three of the biggest mistakes I see business owners and people who are looking to make a premier impact make. Number one are lack of body type knowledge. You can tell, especially in women, when they see something that looks beautiful, either on the hanger or on a mannequin in the store, or even on that model online, that they want to wear it because they love the item so much, but they don't realize how well it looks on them. And I've realized as I've worked with different clientele, especially through stylist capacity and image consulting, a lot of people lack a full body mirror. So that would be the first thing I would recommend to anyone who is conscious of their body type. Even if you haven't done an assessment necessarily, get a full body mirror and look at yourself from a very, very, very unbiased, neutral perspective.
Hmm.
Another thing I see people do is they wear a lot of colors that do not do well for them personally. So if you are the type of person that likes to wear a very outward, non-natural color of hair, for instance, I actually went through a phase where I wore a very bright, almost burgundy-ish red color when I went to New York Fashion Week, and it kind of suited me through the fall season. It was a birthday thing, and I really liked it. But the reason why I was able to make it work is because at that time in my life, I really only wore black or blush, so that it didn't complicate. And that's what made me change my hair. I actually got invited to showcase on a red carpet. So I did not want the reddish pink of my hair to clash with the red carpet. That's a terrible way to take a picture because obviously the photographer is going to prioritize the red
Right.
carpet. So if you're going to a red event or an event that has a really specific color, you've got to keep in mind things like that. But I've seen people with red hair, I've seen people with purple hair, I've seen people with yellow hair. Be conscious of that when you are getting dressed. I wouldn't recommend anybody with red hair put on a bright yellow outfit. Instantly you think Ronald McDonald, right? Because
Right.
then people are only paying attention to these powerful colors that you are wearing, and who knows what type of judgment they're passing, but they're completely distracted on who you are as an individual, what services you have to offer, how can we do business, things of that sort. A third mistake that I see a lot of people make when it comes to how they outwardly dress is bad undergarments. And I know we're in a generation where we're big on body positivity. So I don't want to pressure anybody to go out there and get a waist trainer and try to get snatched. And oh, you need to lose 30 pounds before you try to conduct business conversations with anyone. But I think the lack of seam lines is important with the undergarments that we wear. Um, Things like that, especially if we're wearing very thin, tight fitted clothing. Stretchy clothing can reveal a whole lot of things. As comfortable as it is, it can reveal a whole lot of lack when it comes to undergarments. That may be our favorite bra, ladies, but it could not be doing you any favors as far as the bra line and the lacy textures up underneath your blouse when you're getting ready to have a conversation with another gentleman, because unfortunately it's a distraction in our day and age. So those are the top three things I would encourage people to consider when getting dressed for professional reasons.
Thank you for that. That is
Of course.
$1,000,000 advice, and you need every competitive edge when you're starting a small business, and
Absolutely.
perception is reality.
Everything. Yes,
you
it
know,
is. Mhm.
first stop, call D. um, so I've got some of your images from your collection, and I just want to go through them. We're going to end with the suit that you did for our mayor of Savannah. I just love it. But I want you to tell us the story behind some of these. So, okay,
Okay.
hold on.
Yeah, of course.
Here we go. So here's the first one, and I'm going to go ahead.
That first one is a piece from the ready to wear collection. It's called Simply Unexpected. It's asymmetrical. It's got a split on one side. It's stretchy. It's actually the most popular piece in the collection right now, right up to the blazers. It's a very beautiful, feminine, yet simplistic piece. I absolutely love this one, and my favorite to wear it in is red, because the red I use a lot. It looks great
Power.
no matter what. Yeah, it's a good power color. It's a good sensual color. Wearing this red, which I have in several pieces in my collection, like the blazer I'm wearing right now, it's a good eye opener. You're remembered almost because you stood out in a beautiful way, and this red does an excellent job of complementing all skin types. So yeah, that's Simply Unexpected.
All right.
And this is a blazer. The blazer that I'm wearing now is called On the Go Blazer. So it's an excellent, stretchy, comfortable blazer that I have in blush, navy blue, the mint color you see on the screen, as well as this red that I'm wearing. A lot of women like to wear it with the pencil skirt that I have in the collection as well. It's a nice power suit for women. It definitely is a top seller.
So you actually design all of these pieces of clothing. I'd love to find out where you got that influence from.
I think I'm a little different when it comes to the ready to wear. My concept and design ideation is a little bit different, where I have always been a feminist designer. So I play a lot with seam line placement. If you're able to look at some of the detailed pictures, or even if you saw somebody wearing this in person, you'd notice that there are seam lines that are very complementary to the woman's figure, or very different, that you don't see on other clothing. And I am like, even my senior collection, when I went to SCAD, it was a part of my thesis. The concept was feminine armor, and it was an evening wear collection that was very luxurious, but I did simple cowl draping with a 100% silk out of New York, and just complemented different parts of the female body. One would protect the arm, but like drape across the arm in a certain manner. One would do so on the shoulders. One would do so on the hips. One would do so across the back, things like that. But it was a very wearable, approachable, sophisticated collection. And I think I have taken that inspiration to mind day in and day out, because I was raised by influential, strong women that had curves and couldn't find things in the stores, but then also women that are curveless, that are not very shapy, but want to have their best feminine self when they present themselves to an audience. So I think that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. I literally start with just a blank body and say, okay, do I want sleeves, no sleeves? What type of neckline am I looking at? What length am I looking at? What is this going to look like when she sits down? What is the back going to look like? The back is sometimes the most important part of the design, because it's the last thing people see. Things like that. And then I start playing with different seam line placements. Then that helps me figure out what kind of fabric I'm looking for. Then that helps me figure out placement and things like that. So yeah, I think that's what type of designer I am. I love seam line placements.
This slide actually might show some of them.
Yes, so that's Simply Unexpected from earlier. So you can see I have the ruffle coming out of the seam on one side, and that seam just scoops right over to the hip. But then on the other side, it's completely different, where it kind of goes into a princess seam manner, but then cuts out of the hip to be able to create that split. It's a very attractive yet sophisticated piece, and it does the same thing in its reflection on the back. So yeah, Simply Unexpected is one of my favorites.
And we've got this one.
Regal. That is
Regal.
Regal. I've used Regal for all of my professional headshots.
Okay.
It's very versatile. The wrap that you see going across the front, you can also wear across the back. You can also drape across the neck and put a brooch on it and wear it to church. It's one of my absolute favorites.
Favorites. Okay. What about this one?
This one is not a lot. It's got kind of a little bit of a knot, a simplistic knot drape in the front. Yes, so that's how I kind of came up with the name. It's fit flare, so it's excellent for my ladies that are a bit top heavy. And then it also has pockets.
Oh, we love pockets. Okay. Wonderful. Beautiful.
And this is one of my bridal designs. So this shifts over to where my custom comes into play. This was actually one of my brides in the pandemic, actually. She booked me in February at a bridal showcase and still had her wedding in November later that year in 2020 when the pandemic hit. So
when you do bridal,
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, when you do bridal designs, you meet with them to figure out what kind of look they want. You do a full assessment and you design that whole thing and sewed the whole thing?
Yes, ma'am. So we start in a bridal consultation. I complimentary offer body type assessment, color assessment with my brides, and I do a lot of my image consulting work with them as well. We take a look at what the theme is to make sure that your bridal gown complements everything. It goes along with it. As unique as you want to be as a bride, you want to still fit in with the whole vision for the wedding, whether you have a wedding planner / designer or you just have a vision in mind. Because all of that plays into how well you can be photographed, because at the end of the day, that's all you have after your wedding is a bunch of pictures. So from there, we look at inspiration pictures. I literally sketch on my iPad Pro until we get it down to what you're looking at. And once we have your signature, we have my signature, we write up a proposal and we start the process. And we usually get away with about 2.
All right, we are live, but there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go. Live. But anyhow, okay, so you were saying that you do it from start to finish and you have an assessment and then
Yes, we do body type assessment, color assessment. Then we look at the inspiration pictures, sketch it out on an iPad, and get it down to what you want. And then we draw up a proposal. We can usually get away with about 2 to 4 fittings to have bridal portraits done prior to the wedding. So that makes sure that we're ready for the full-on occasion.
okay. So oh gosh. Anyhow. So please continue. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just saying, we normally can get away with 2 to 4 fittings prior to the wedding. And then some brides, we even elect to do bridal portraits. So we'll have pictures of the gown and the bride and everything prior to the wedding. Yeah, and then that's a nice keepsake for them. And then it also ensures that we are prepared for the wedding in every way.
Well, I'm going to try one more time to show another picture, and this one is of the mayor, and that's so cool that you've made this outfit for our wonderful mayor here. Yes. Can you tell us about this?
This is a great experience. Actually, my mother has known the mayor since when he was a minister of music. So when he became the mayor, I walked right up to him at his inaugural celebration and told him who I was. And I think we've seen each other at networking events. And he said something about getting a custom suit. And I was like, you want a custom suit? I'm like, let's do it. I asked him if there was any particular color. He did not pick any particular color. And of course, he's got tons of navy, gray, and black suits. And I like to push my male clients into trying something just slightly different. You know, we don't need a traffic light green, but we could use a nice
Yeah.
deep green so that when you
Lovely.
approach somebody, they almost feel like it's a navy or a gray suit. But then when they're sitting in front of you, they're like, oh, that's a green suit. And it helps, you know, subconsciously you stand out to that individual. Not that the mayor needs help standing out, but he obviously is going to be one of the more attractive people in the room. So I made a suit and pant combo for him, and it fit perfectly. We didn't need any alterations. So yeah,
Well, you
it
took
was
the
a
measurements
wonderful experience.
correctly and all that. Gosh, well,
Yes,
I want to congratulate you. It's not easy to win the biz pitch. There's a lot of judges and a lot of contestants. So you are absolutely on your way. And I'm going to
thank
say,
you.
I knew her when.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So tell us how people can reach out to you to either buy the ready wear line or can get a custom outfit.
The best bet would be for you to go to the website, or you can email us. The website and the email are listed below. If you put in info@daniette.com and just simply state in an email what you're looking for, somebody can give you a direct link. Or if you just want to navigate the website, you can as well. I highly recommend signing up for our newsletter. Subscribe to the website so you can be up to date on everything that's going on as it pertains. Actually, we have been nominated for Best Local Clothing Designer again for the third year in a row, and also Best Stylist / Tailor, which I was fortunate to win last year on Savannah's Best by Connect Savannah. So if you guys are on there, scroll to the shopping category and look under L's, you'll see us for local clothing designer, and you'll also scroll further to the S where you'll see stylist / tailor. I sincerely appreciate all of the votes and all of the nominations. It's been a fantastic journey growing here in Savannah as a Savannah native, all the way from the times when people told me I couldn't attend SCAD because it was too expensive, all the way to the times where I was in high school where people still told me I was not going to SCAD because it's too expensive, and to walk across the stage was such a phenomenal experience and start my LLC just months later after graduating when many told me I wasn't going to be able to have a successful business because I did not, start in the industry itself first. I am honored to be an example in my community to young little girls and boys that we can do anything that we put our minds to. And with just a little bit of vision and a little bit of resources and a little bit of connections, we can go very, very far.
Well, congratulations. And we look forward to following your successes coming up. So thank you for being on there for business, and everybody, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invite.